saying goes, you are never too young to start preparing for a healthy future. 20s is the time when people are concentrating on their career, having a flamboyant lifestyle, but not taking too much time out for themselves to actually care for themselves. But this is the age that is important. It is important that you start investing in a healthy future from the time that you are young and in your youth, so that you have a healthier and happier middle age and later life. So what do you start with? Blood pressure. The first test that you really need to get yourself checked for is BP. Hypertension, as we know, is a silent killer. And it really typically does not start off with any symptom. However, it increases the risk of a person's stroke, heart attack, as well as renal failure. The overall prevalence of hypertension or high blood pressure in India is about 30%, with more than 34% of the urban youth, that is young adults, getting affected. The American Heart Association therefore recommends that you get yourself tested for your blood pressure every 2 years starting from the age of 20 and thereafter at regular intervals. For people who have a high blood pressure that is more than 120/80 or have a family history of cardiovascular diseases, they themselves are diabetic or even have history of heart diseases, should in fact get tested more frequently at intervals of around 3 to 12 months. The next very important test is screening for your blood glucose level. India has the second highest population affected by diabetes in the whole world, with around 1 in every 11 Indian being affected by diabetes. Now what happens is, it results ultimately, a consistently high blood glucose level results in complications starting from the brain, eyes, heart, then kidney, nerves to the blood vessels. So basically, diabetes affects the entire body. It is therefore important to detect a high blood glucose early and treat it to prevent future complications. How can you do it? Again, it is a recommendation that regular screenings for blood glucose level be done by using fasting blood glucose as well as glycosylated hemoglobin, which we know as HbA1c. In case a person is identified as having a high blood glucose level, he should immediately be treated for it and followed up at regular intervals thereafter. Thyroid is again a very important gland in our body. TSH, then T3, T4 are the hormones which help us to maintain a normal metabolism. A hyperactive or underactive thyroid gland results in a person being overweight or underweight, lethargic, then having frequent episodes of exhaustion, fatigue, etc. So 20 is almost one of the most productive phases of your life. That is when you would love to be healthy and happy. So in case you're facing any of these symptoms, or even as a preventive measure, it is wise to get yourself checked for the thyroid status using TSH, T3 and T4, and again get yourself treated accordingly if there is a variation or aberration in any of your reports. Heart disease is something that we are talking about very frequently these days. So what can help you prevent heart diseases? Another very important test is your cholesterol screening. Cholesterol is again a very important parameter, because as you grow older, your body's metabolism continues to decrease. Additional factors like a high BP, diabetes, obesity, a sedentary lifestyle, then a lot of erratic food habits and dietary habits that we follow these days result in a derangement of the body's lipid profile. The American Heart Association therefore recommends that starting from the age of 20 years, you get a screening done for your blood cholesterol levels, and then every 5 years thereafter. If, however, you have a family history of cardiovascular diseases, or you are obese or have diabetes, you need to get yourself checked more often. So it is very important that for investing in a healthier future, you start working early, and 20s is the right time to start. With very simple tests like blood pressure, checks for glucose, cholesterol, and thyroid status, you can actually identify any irregularities with your metabolism, treat them early, or even prevent certain health diseases to have a fuller and healthier life. If you have any further question on this, please put in your query in the comment box. Thank you.